VigilanteWilliamson here with a very simple question, and that is, why are so many Lions fans so upset about Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn leaving for head coaching jobs? I get it. It's right after a heartbreaking loss, which we'll get into, and basically the next business day, Ben Johnson is the head coach of the Bears, their division rival. Okay, and then the next day after that, you hear Aaron Glenn is probably going to be the Jets head coach. That's not official yet, at least as of me recording. It may become official before this video gets put out. But in any event, why are people so upset at something we knew was going to happen? And let's be honest, may need to happen. We had a heartbreaking loss. We were 15-2. We went the whole season as the best team in the NFC, and we lost our first playoff game in dramatic and heartbreaking fashion. Something has to change. That's just how it works in order to get better. We don't have the ability to overhaul the roster, nor should we, because we have a lot of talent. We shouldn't fire the head coach. We shouldn't get rid of the QB. So the coordinators leaving gives us an opportunity of shaking things up without overhauling and destroying everything. Don't get me wrong, it could suck. We could get coordinators in and become a worse team. In fact, we will undoubtedly have a worse record than we had this year, because this was a historic year for the Lions franchises. We never had 15 wins in a season, so undoubtedly we're going to win less games. That's okay. That's okay. Two things. This offense was coordinated. This 3-pick, 1-fumble offense was coordinated by Ben Johnson. And this defense that gave up 38 points in the playoff game was coordinated by Aaron Glenn. Them both going away and maybe some new blood coming in to oversee these guys is not the worst thing in the world, especially because the heavy lifting's already been done. Ben Johnson's already built this offense. Aaron Glenn has already built this defense to a point. I feel like we need a little bit more help with defense. And in fact, that's where our offseason should be pointed towards, getting players on defense. I don't know if Max Crosby's going to come in. I don't know if we have the cap space to do that. I know we got a little more cap space this year than we will next year after we have to pay Goff $70 million. But all that said, something has to change. Something has to be shaken up. And here's another thing. Because the heavy lifting has been done, because the framework has been built, it ain't rocket science to come behind Ben Johnson, pause, and get something done from this offense. I mean, if you can get 20 to 25 touches between Sonic and Knuckles and do a lot of play action to Laporta, which is something that Ben didn't do, I mean, you got a solid offense just off the strength of that, let alone with all the other weapons and wide receivers. So I think we'll be okay. Rather we get Mark Brunell, who's our quarterback coach, and he gets graduated to O-coordinator, or we get someone from the outside. He also may follow one of the coordinators out, so that would suck. And I get that. If a lot of our coaches leave, that does suck, right? Because you do want that continuity, but you also need something to shake up. We just lost horribly. We're not firing the coach. We're not getting rid of any players. So we need something to shake up. And the coordinators leaving gives us an opportunity to shake things up without having to shake things up, if you will. Not to keep saying that phrase, but it gives us an opportunity to freshen things up without having to be the bad guys. So our coordinators, who deserve head coaching jobs, they both earned it. They both worked hard. Let them go. It's okay. Don't be so possessive. I hope you're not like this in your relationships. Some of you fans just really upset about Ben, really upset about Glenn. It's like, get over it. It's okay. They weren't perfect. Aaron Glenn, we have been arguing for 2 or 3 years about how good of a D coordinator he is. And Ben Johnson calls way too many cute fucking plays. Like I said, I've been saying, and if you don't watch games with me, only my brother does, right? But I always screaming, give the ball to Laporta, get the ball to Laporta, get the ball to Laporta. I know he has injuries, so I give you that. But sometimes we're a little too cute on offense. That's just the truth. We get a little too cute. This offense could use maybe a little bit more, not necessarily predictability, but a little bit more fundamental foundation and a little less cuteness. And as I said in one of my videos about how Jared Goff, as much as he's not the most popular guy right now, but one thing that he does do consistently is kill a lot of trick plays. Ben Johnson calls way more trick plays than we actually run. So I'm not, there will be some disastrous trick plays called in Chicago. There will be some ones that are successful. But trust me, it will happen in Chicago where some goofy ass trick play is called, or too many of them are called, and they're going to have a bad game because of it. It's going to happen. It's inevitable for their growing pains. They'll get better from it, but it's going to happen. And I'm glad that it's not going to happen to us. So it's not the end of the world. Let those guys go. They built the framework. The coordinators that come after them will have an easier job than they did, will survive. In fact, this gives us a chance to freshen up, to change things without being so dramatic. So I'm okay with the coordinators leaving. It's not the end of the world, especially, again, after a loss like that, something has to change. So a new O coordinator, new D coordinator, ain't the end of the world. I'll take it. But what do you think? Are you really heartbroken over Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson? Are you trying to hold on to him like a jilted and disturbed lover? What's going on? You tell me your take. If you like the video, like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.